the journey of life from ocean to land has fashioned a mystical territory, a transitional zone in between. These areas are often hailed as the kidneys of the earth for their powerful ecological purification abilities. Their name is wetlands. Wetlands, alongside oceans and forests, are one of the planet's 3 major types of ecosystems. They are the most biodiverse natural ecosystems and one of the most crucial habitats for human survival, serving as a bridge between land and sea. Wetlands cover only 6% of the Earth's surface, yet they generously provide homes for 40% of all known species. In these magical lands, lives thrive and grow, celebrating the endless cycle of life. China is home to over 66 million hectares of wetlands, representing about 10% of the global total, ranking it first in Asia and 4th worldwide. With 82 wetlands of international importance, China stands as one of the nations with the most diverse wetland types. Spanning from the cold temperate to the tropics, and from coastal fringes to inland plains, mountains, and plateaus. China's wetlands are a tapestry of vibrant hues. The fresh blues, warm oranges, fiery reds, and vigorous greens that enliven mudflats and riversides with their splendor. In this autumn, numerous groups of migratory birds start arriving at the Tiaozini Wetland in East China's Jiangsu province. At 5 a.m., ecological photographer Li Dongmyung is already at the seaside, ready for the shooting today. For over 15 years, he has dedicated himself to capturing every surprising moment of the migratory birds. Well acquainted with the various bird species present in the Tiaozini Wetland, Li Dongmyung has successfully photographed more than 200 of the 400 species documented in the local area, earning him the affectionate title Dr. Birdie.
看到了前面这个黑腹滨鹬和那个红颈滨鹬混群的，有点像啊，我往前靠去看一下。
Li Dongmyung's most treasured migratory bird is the spoon-billed sandpiper. These wetland sprites with a spoon-shaped bill are even rarer than pandas. With a global population of fewer than 400, their numbers continue to decline. However, spotting these fist-sized spoon-billed sandpipers on the vast tidal flats is no small feat. As they are extremely alert, one must keep a proper distance and move closer inch by inch.
到了那个沟了，沟对面就是密室的一个滩涂。就它因为喜欢那个浅水表层，因为它那个嘴巴像梳子一样，和别的鸟不一样的。 所以呢，我就在前面这就慢慢收，它会慢慢吃过来。再往前就不行了，只有让它吃过来。
Each year, almost half of the world's spoon-billed sandpipers travel thousands of miles to the Yellow Sea wetlands in Yancheng, a haven for foraging and molting. But the story of the spoon-billed sandpiper begins over 5,000 kilometers away on the Chukotka Peninsula. Chukotka Peninsula, located in the Russian Far East, known as the End of the Earth, is the native home of the spoon-billed sandpiper. The landscape of Chukotka has remained largely unchanged since it was first settled by humans in the 17th century. Every creature born here is imbued with great resilience. In May, the sunlight falling on the mossy, grassy knolls beside the freshwater ponds breathes life into this serene dominion at the edge of the Arctic Circle. With the start of the breeding season for the spoon-billed sandpipers, scientists have arrived here from around the world. Their goal is to save the critically endangered spoon-billed sandpipers from complete extinction. Chukotka was once the paradise for spoon-billed sandpipers. According to historical records, this region was home to 5,000 spoon-billed sandpipers. Regrettably, their numbers have dwindled sharply in recent years, with only occasional sightings now reported.
Это был кулик-лопатин, численность которого, как оказалось, очень сильно сократилась за последние 40 лет, почти на 90%. И эта птица потребовала пристального внимания не только в гнездовых районах, но и во всем его ареале, на зимовках, на путях миграции.
To effectively bolster the hatching and survival rates of spoon-billed sandpipers, scientists have implemented an ingenious egg-stealing strategy. In the breeding season, the scientists carefully search for and collect their eggs and transport them to a controlled setting for artificial incubation and rearing. To find spoon-billed sandpipers' eggs, the scientists must first locate their nests. In these expansive, sprawling marshlands, searching for these discrete nests is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Armed with guns, the scientists navigate through the territories of brown bears and other predatory beasts. Each expedition in the wild is a battle with nature. After an almost 12-hour search, the scientists have finally discovered the nests hidden among the grass. They carefully tag the naturally hatched chicks.
Сейчас, в принципе, он должен их подсобрать тоже. Это кто-то должен затаиться, не видно.
The scientists gently hold the bird eggs in their palms, carefully protecting the fragile hopes of new life. These eggs are safely transported to a nearby nursery close to the breeding grounds, where scientists carefully simulate natural temperature and lighting conditions, striving to recreate the irreplaceable warmth and peace found beneath their mother's wings. For these soon-to-hatch chicks, a miracle of life is soon to unfold. Its tiny body weighs only a few grams, yet it is packed with incredible strength. The scientists carefully tag the newborn chick with a small leg band made of lightweight materials to minimize the burden during its migration. This band serves as its ID, documenting its birthplace, weight, and more, and signaling the start of its migration journey. Chukotka, a land shrouded in mystery at the Arctic Circle's edge, suffers through winters that span 8 months, with its landscape dominated by thick permafrost. The chicks are in a race against time, having to master flight during the fleeting Arctic summer. By the time August arrives, these artificially hatched chicks, now carrying their own IDs, will join the flocks of other migratory birds to depart from the breeding grounds. Ahead of them lies a lengthy journey, spanning tens of thousands of miles. However, they are not traveling alone. Their migration route follows the East Asian-Australasian Flyway, EAAF, the busiest lifeline of migratory birds on Earth. The birds migrating along the EAAF journey from the Russian Far East and Alaska, heading south through East and Southeast Asia, all the way to Australia and New Zealand, where they spend their winter. In spring, they make the return trip northward. Over 50 million migratory birds from about 210 species share this route that connects 22 countries, co-creating a miraculous spectacle of life in nature. In this challenging journey across mountains and rivers, most migratory birds cannot reach their destination in one go. They need to stop along the way. The migratory bird sanctuaries along the coast of the Yellow Sea-Bohai Gulf of China, situated at the heart of this migration flyway, boasts the world's largest intertidal tidal flat, creating the most unique and diverse coastal wetland landscapes in the temperate zones. These habitats provide invaluable natural refuges for rare and endangered species like the spoon-billed sandpiper and the Saunders gull, making it an irreplaceable paradise for migratory birds during their travels. Viewed from above, this seashore wetland unfolds like an immense fan across the terrain. The intermingling of tides and landmasses nurtures the ever-expanding breadth of tidal flats. This hidden paradise between the sea and the land embodies the characteristics of both ecosystems. This makes it one of the most dynamic ecosystems on the planet. Those waterways, geographically termed as tidal channels, are wild and unpredictable, with constantly changing curves. They serve as the blood vessels of the wetland, quietly fulfilling the sacred mission of material and energy exchange between the sea and the land. This creates a thriving habitat for a wide variety of benthic organisms, while plants and insects also flourish here, providing perfect food sources for the migratory birds.
Millions and millions of migratory water birds that undertake incredible journeys from as far away as Australia and New Zealand up to breeding grounds in northern Russia, Siberia. This place is, for many of those birds, their only stop.
The dream that we create a big protected area for the spoonbill sandpiper, our Chinese friends have implemented that. And even more, China as a country has adopted the spoonbill sandpiper. And I'm very happy about this. I feel like a big burden of responsibility is also going. So I'm happy that the Chinese are also taking care of spoonbill sandpiper.
Thanks to its stunning natural beauty and the vital ecological environment for rare species, the migratory bird sanctuaries along the coast of Yellow Sea-Bohai Gulf have been designated as China's first coastal wetland World Natural Heritage Site.
黄渤海湿地呢，湿地面积非常大，它是这个地球表层一个重要的要素，它在调节气候变化、碳循环方面都有很重要的作用。 它作为鸟的一个重要的迁徙地，这个湿地不保护呢，很多鸟可能没有栖息地而死亡。只有通过这种湿地保护，我们才可能实现物种的多样化。
In spring, the saline soil at the Tiaozini Wetland is bursting with new growth of saltwort. Saltwort is the most resilient plant in this massive region, frequently referred to as the pioneer plant of tidal flats. Wherever it takes root, it signals that other salt-tolerant species can also flourish and thrive. For the endangered Saunders gulls, it is the perfect spot to build their nests. Unlike the spoon-billed sandpipers that stop here to molt, the Saunders gulls come to court and nest, ensuring the continuation of their lineage. Black head and beak, with stark white feather. That's how you recognize the Saunders gull. To monitor how Saunders gulls live more closely, we employ discrete remote filming techniques to capture a Saunders gull couple. They build their home in the saline earth. The dense saltwort provides natural cover for the chicks about to be born. That's the first step of the couple's careful preparation for the newborn's arrival. Finally, the moment they've been waiting for has arrived. The newborn seems so delicate and fragile that the gull couple becomes visibly concerned. To raise these newborns, the father and the mother take shifts feeding and taking care of them. Today, it's the father's turn to look for food. Having started his day early in the morning, he soars over the water, searching for a variety of delicacies. Whenever he finds suitable food for his babies, he eagerly returns to the nest, like a fisherman with a full catch, to feed the newborn chicks, as well as their mother. At the same time, the couple have to stay alert at all times, keeping an eye on the surroundings to protect their cozy little home from any potential harm. To ensure these gulls thrive without any disturbance and invasion, a nearly 667-hectare breeding sanctuary has been set up at the Tiaozini Wetland, Dongtai, Yancheng. In the spring of 2024, this sanctuary accommodated over 2,000 nests of Saunders gulls.
It just shows, the birds are voting with their wings and coming to something that has been created at Yancheng, which is fantastic.
I think in the way that China, but also particularly Yancheng and Jiangsu province, now have viewed migratory water bird conservation. There has been amazing progress.
The Tiaozini Wetland is located in Yancheng, Jiangsu, within the Yangtze River Delta on China's eastern coast, an economically vibrant region with a dense population. How can we scientifically and dynamically safeguard wetland ecology while also maintaining a balance between development and conservation? Following in-depth exploration, the local authorities have adopted a sustainable development strategy that weaves wetland conservation into urban development, ensuring the utmost protection of ecological authenticity and biodiversity to safeguard these singular ecological resources.
只有生态系统的完整性或者原真性不受损失，这基本功能才能发挥，经济才可能发展。盐城在这个保护中看到，我不是不发展，而是高质量发展，而是绿色发展。所以这个发展呢，前途是无量的。
To enhance biodiversity protection, the local government has innovatively introduced nature-based solutions to rehabilitate the wetland ecosystem, carrying out a series of ecological restorations, assisted regeneration projects, and other initiatives which have carved out new pathways for economical growth that are in harmony with ecological conservation. The seaside wetland is submerged at high tide and transforms into a beach at low tide. To help birds find refuge from high tides, at the Tiaozini Wetland, a 48-hectare area near the coastal feeding grounds of migratory birds, has been allocated for ecological restoration. This project involves micro-topographical adjustments, wetland rehabilitation, and environmental cleanup, all managed within a closed system to restore the natural landscape of shallow sandy beaches.
我们现在所在的位置就是720高潮位栖息的边上，然后右手就是著名的720亩高潮位栖息地，然后左手呢那个方向就是我们的滩涂也是大堤的一个方向。
The 720 high tide habitat for migratory birds has meticulously been developed to include 3 distinct ecological zones: deep water, shallow water, and bare beach, to cater to the varied needs of different migratory birds. This locale has become China's first fixed high tide habitat tailored to the specific needs of various migratory species, commonly referred to as the 720 habitat.
盐城的720高地，它在修复之后，它的总成实际上我记得应该是最初从5万只、7万只增加到12万只。鸟类总成的增加，反映了整个条子泥和盐城候鸟栖息地保护的成效。保护好了，事物资源丰富了，它觉得安全了，可能更多的鸟愿意待在这儿，所以它的总成在不断的增加。
Today, when the high tide rolls in, tens of thousands of birds no longer scramble to seek shelter. They simply have to glide to the nearby water on the other side of the tide observation area to find a suitable safe spot. Species like the spoon-billed sandpiper, Saunders gull, and Nordman's greenshank, once rare sights to see, are now frequent visitors. The latest bird survey from August 2024 counted an impressive 180,000 birds in just one day at the 720 habitat. As humans step back, the sands settle, the reeds flourish, and the birds thrive. Yancheng's nature-based solution to restoring bird habitats was selected as an exemplary case in the 100-plus biodiversity positive practices and actions around the world at the COP15 of the UN Convention on Biological Diversity. These birds have become global messengers, sharing the story of China's wetland conservation efforts with the world, and showcasing China's innovative insights in environmental initiatives in densely populated and economically advanced regions.
Места обитания, которые мы видим здесь, они также сохранены, какими они были 11 лет назад. Поэтому если Китай развивается очень быстро, это все знают, но при этом места, важные районы для местобитания птиц сохраняются и в каком-то смысле остаются прежними, и это можно только приветствовать.
In one side you have cities, you have big buildings, but at the same time you have in one area you are able to maintain and restore the wetlands in Yancheng, and I think this is very important.
Birds, wetlands, and the local human population continue to weave stories of mutual understanding year after year. Chapter by chapter, these narratives evolve into cherished tales across the expanse of time. Meanwhile, the local community strives to nurture lush greenery, creating an oasis along the birds' migratory paths and crafting a magnificent tapestry for their aerial journey.